and fellow classmates. Do you believe that racism in the classroom still exists? Well, it does. It is your responsibility to change society if you see yourself as an educated person. This quote from James Baldwin reflects the duty and moral obligations of modern educators in an attempt to eliminate racism within the classrooms. I believe in today's classrooms, racism is still alive and well, whether it is meant intentionally by a student and or a faculty and staff member. Growing up in a predominantly white neighborhood in Chesapeake, I would always hear comments along the lines of, "Wow, you speak very well," or "You have very good manners for someone like yourself." Once I was even told by my seventh grade teacher of how impressed she was by how educated my mother spoke over the phone and how surprised she was that my mother cared enough to have a telephone conference. For years, these comments would follow me, and I really didn't understand until I got to high school. After all these years, I was a victim of racism in the classroom. A disproportionate number of students leaving schools are African American, Latino, and Native American. Analysts find that only 50% of the nation's African American, Latino, and Native Americans graduate, and for males, the numbers are even lower. Why is this, you ask? Simply because youth of color are handed so many disadvantages in the public schools. Not only is this a fact, but this is coming firsthand from an African American student who spent all 12 years as a minority in the public school system. Many youth of color are already labeled as lazy, disruptive, and troublemakers who do not want to learn once they enter into the public school system and are not given the same opportunities or even one-on-one time as white students, as they are treated as if their bad attitude is simply a phase. If these patterns of racism in the classroom continue, there will be no hope for our future as the number of minorities with high school diplomas are decreasing and the number of minorities in jail or in prison are increasing. Students must learn that racism is a part of our society and that attempting to eliminate it in schools is a step in the right direction. And we should make aware to current educators of all races that racism in the classroom is an issue that needs to be handled so in return, all students can receive an equal education. In addition, another way to help eliminate this is to encourage more minorities to graduate from high school and go to college to continue their education and study education so we can have more familiar faces in the classroom. Students should prepare themselves for the harsh reality of these words offered by James Baldwin in the following selection. When attempting to correct so many generations of bad faith and cruelty operating in the classroom and society, you will meet the most fantastic, brutal, and determined resistance. There is no need in pretending this will not happen. Thank you.